Let's take two realistic law firm user journey examples. These are the sort of pages that already get great traffic on a lot of law firm websites. So now what we're going to do is to turn them into journeys. So in my first example, we would typically see the main article, an offer block, and then an inquiry block. In the offer block, we might have something like an expert guide to saving money. Now, we would add above the fold content as that upgrade, and then you might have a second call to action further down the page with 5 steps to avoid delays when buying commercial property. So now the article goes into a guide, which goes into something that helps save even more money. So now the financial director, the CFO, or the owner doesn't just learn about stamp duty, they can now raise their hand and join a read, guide, instruct path. In our second example, we might have a definition page. So because negligence is a broad term, there are multiple subsections of negligence. So in a generic page, we need to use a method of triage to figure that out. So we might have a 2-minute negligence check, because that resonates with somebody that is trying to find out what is negligence before they even can ascertain whether it applies to them. So in branch 1, you might have clinical negligence. In branch 2, you might have professional negligence. And then in branch 3, no claim or other. And from each of these, we're going to have tailored information to the user based on what they've put into this 2-minute negligence check here. So we're going to know more information about them so that then we can give them tailored information and department contact info to give to the partners, which now gives us something from a very broad, what is the definition of negligence, into getting more information about what type of negligence is relevant to them. So then that we can pass that information after we've captured it, doing a check, to the relevant department. So then it becomes a qualified lead out of a very broad generic thing, going from read to instruct. We might add simple questions like dates, outcome, who is involved. We might have behind the scenes a small decision tree that maps them to clinic, professional negligence, or if in the event their decisions make it so, then we would move them into a unlikely to have a claim with guidance. I would add a note here that it's really important that we don't just say no claim, thank you very much, goodbye. It's always important to make sure that we give them something of value regardless of whether they have a claim or not, to protect brand. Each outcome page will give more specific information. It will show 2 to 3 relevant proof points, and the offers are request a confidential review of your case, for example. In these examples, you have the exact same articles, the same traffic, but an entirely different journey and a different number of instructions. If you want to get out of the more traffic trap and reframe your strategy around searchers becoming signed retainers, we've packaged the exact frameworks that we use with UK law firms into the case system. It's a step-by-step system for turning searches into signed retainers without wasting your marketing budget on the wrong traffic. So if you want that, hit the link below, download the case system, and on the next page you'll see an option to book a client acquisition roadmap call where we'll apply it directly to your law firm. Stop celebrating traffic charts and start celebrating instructions.